Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 29th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody had a great Thursday out there so far. Everybody's having a great Thursday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about your forecast for Friday and Saturday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map because we have a lot to discuss in there. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and a few other products they offer. And we have almost 400 storm reports in today's video in that outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. When we get to that page, I will discuss where it took place. And also, we're going to take a look at the tropical weather outlook for the next 48 hours and also the next 7 days as the remnants of what was Cindy will dissipate in the next couple of days. Okay, so if you're a new viewer and not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alrighty, as you can see, we got quiet conditions for Quebec, Canada, down through Montreal, just north of Toronto, Canada, southern Canada, and the southwestern portion of Canada as well. Also, we got quiet condition from Seattle, Washington to San Francisco, Los Angeles. Also, in the Pacific side, we got a hurricane named Adrian over in the eastern Pacific. Also, tropical storm Beatriz over in not too far from the Gulf of California off the Mexican coast, but not affecting the Gulf of California at this time. Northern California, high pressure is in charge for you. New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, portions of South Dakota, back into Minnesota, Wisconsin, western portions of Minnesota. Also, high pressure is also in charge of portions of Texas, Dallas, and Houston area. You're included. All the way into Arkansas, southern Missouri, western Mississippi. Also, portions of Alabama and northern Florida there as well, and central Florida also. We got showers and storms down in southern Florida there. Around the Miami area, down toward the Florida Keys. Also, we got showers and thunderstorms also appearing portions of the Canadian border near Montana and northwestern portions of North Dakota. Also, more showers and storms extending from northeast Minnesota through northern Wisconsin, through northern Michigan, through Michigan to Toronto, Canada, all the way over to Maine, eastern Maine as well, through New Hampshire, all the way down to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., down into the Carolinas, Georgia, also into Alabama, also down into Mississippi, also through Missouri, Oklahoma, back into West Texas, over in Colorado, around the Denver area, back in the portion of Utah, and also portions of southern Montana, western and central portion of Wyoming, South Dakota as well, through Iowa, all the way back towards Chicago, Illinois, and also into portions of Ohio and Pennsylvania, and New York State, also in West Virginia there as well. We got some in the yellow slashed area, extended from Colorado to the North Carolina mountains and North Georgia. Some severe weather is possible in that region on your Friday. Alright, let's take a look at your Saturday forecast now. You can see we still got quiet conditions from Quebec, Canada to Montreal and Toronto, Canada, all the way back into portion of Vancouver, Canada. Also back into Seattle, Washington, northern Montana, through Oregon, western Idaho, through California, around San Francisco to Los Angeles. Also, we got Tropical Storm Adrian over here in the eastern Pacific. And then we got Hurricane Beatriz. Should become a hurricane on your Friday down near the western Mexico, down around Guadalajara area. Sorry about that if I mispronounced the name. But also in northern Mexico, got some fair weather for you guys. Fair weather in Texas, also in the portion of Louisiana. Also fair weather from Arizona and New Mexico through portion of Colorado, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, western portion of Michigan. We got showers and storms over here along the Canadian border in the North and South Dakota. Also in portion of Montana, Idaho, and the Wyoming. Some scattered activity in Utah and also southern Idaho and over in California. Also just around the Denver area down toward northern New Mexico. More scattered showers and storms for eastern portion of New Mexico, northern portion of Mexico there, right along the Texas-Mexico border, through Texas, Oklahoma, all the way through South Dakota, Iowa, back into portion of Chicago, Illinois, Michigan, that is, excuse me, all the way over to Toronto, Canada, all back into Maine, through Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., through the Carolinas, Georgia, all the way back in Alabama, Mississippi, back just north of Dallas, and back into central Texas there as well, and Oklahoma and Kansas region there as well. Also showers and storms over southern Florida there as well, including the Florida Keys, Miami. You're getting in on some of that activity also. In the yellow slashed area there, from portions of Iowa back into South Carolina and Georgia and West Virginia, severe weather possible. In the red slashed area from Nebraska all the way into portions of Kentucky and Illinois, that is some flash flooding and heavy rain possible for your Saturday. Alright, here's a look at the weather radar across the nation. As you can see, Canada to Maine, also more scattered, more numerous up here in portions of southern Canada as well. Scattered activity in the southwestern portion of Canada. Also, we got more scattered activity over portions of Michigan. We got more widespread showers over Illinois down into Kentucky. Scattered activity over northern Alabama and northern Georgia, Tennessee as well. Scattered activity in the coastal waters from the mid-Atlantic to the southeast coast. More scattered showers over portions of the northern Bahamas, down towards central and southern Florida, also around the Cuba area. More widespread showers down around south of Puerto Rico there. The Hawaiian chain island got a few scattered showers around the island. Central and southern portion of Alaska got some scattered showers, maybe some snow showers there as well. And some quiet condition around the Guam region over there for you guys. Also in northern Mexico, got a few scattered showers there. Some down in North Mexico, also extending into New Mexico, portion of Colorado, back into portions of Kansas and Nebraska. Also more widespread showers and storms over eastern Wyoming, moving into portions of Kansas. Nebraska, that is. Scattered activity over Montana, Idaho, back in the western portion of Wyoming, also into the eastern portion of Nevada. Nevada, that is, not Vada, Nevada. Also in the portion of Utah and also in the Colorado as well. Alrighty, let's move on to the watching, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. Alrighty, we got some flood advisory reports in Maine, some flood warnings there as well. We still got those air quality alerts stemming from portions of from Vermont down into portions of the New York area, New York State through Pennsylvania, all the way down toward New Jersey, Delaware, Washington D.C. region, over into West Virginia, some in Virginia. A good bit of North Carolina is included in it. Eastern North Carolina, near the Outer Banks, upstate South Carolina, around the Atlanta metro area in Georgia. Also more air quality alerts in Kentucky and Ohio and all of Indiana, all of Michigan, northern Michigan, much of Wisconsin, also in the eastern Iowa, much of Illinois there as well. We got some special weather statements and flood advisory portion of Michigan, also in the portion of Ohio and Kentucky for some strong thunderstorm for you guys. We got a severe thunderstorm watch over southern Illinois, also over western portion of Kentucky for some severe thunderstorms in that region. Excessive heat warnings in effect for southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, through western portions of Tennessee, central and northern portion of Mississippi, all of I can't talk. Alabama, all of Mississippi, much of Louisiana, all of Arkansas, eastern portion of Kentucky, Oklahoma, and eastern portions of Texas. We have a heat advisory for portions of eastern Alabama, southern Alabama, also always extending all the way north as far as Indiana, Illinois, much of Missouri, eastern portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, eastern and central Oklahoma, eastern Texas, southeast Texas, southwest Texas, and a couple counties right there in southern New Mexico. Red flag warnings also in effect for southwestern Colorado. Got a tornado watch in effect, and some severe thunderstorms, and some flood warnings in effect for Wyoming, also in the portions of western portions of Nebraska, and also north central portions of Colorado. Got a severe thunderstorm warning there for central Kansas, around the Dodge City area. Also around southeast Colorado, got a special weather statement there. River flood warning still in effect for North Dakota. Also over here in portions of Nevada. We have special weather statements for Washington and Oregon State. Heat advisories also for central and southern Oregon, northern California, western California, stretching all the way down to southern California. We've got excessive heat watch in effect for southern California, southern Nevada, and west central Arizona. Flood advisory there. Some special weather statements for Nevada and portions of California there as well. Also some excessive heat watches also in effect for central and northern California. Alaska looks good. Northern Hawaii and Chain Island looks good. Central and south, got a few gale warnings in your vicinity. Also down along the west coast of Mexico, got some gale warnings and hurricanes and tropical storm warnings in your region. Now we're going to move on to the Storm Prediction Center overview. As you can see, there's some showers and storms over Maine, southern Florida. There they are over the middle portion of the country from Louisiana all the way to Michigan. Also over here in portions of Minnesota. Also more scattered activity back in the portion of Montana, back down into Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. And northern Mexico, there's them marginal risk from Alabama all the way into portions of Colorado, Wyoming. Tornado watches are in effect over here in this area here. I'll get to that in a minute. Severe thunderstorm watches for northern Alabama and also into portions of Kentucky and Illinois. Convective outlook, you can see a little better. General thunderstorm, where the general thunderstorm was, there's the marginal risk. Enhanced risk there, slight risk, that's where the severe thunderstorm watches are in effect. Here's the current watches across the board. Portion for southeastern portion of Wyoming, western Kansas, northern portion of Colorado, and there it is. That's tornado watches in the red over here in southern Illinois. There's a severe also in northern portions of Alabama. MDS discussion, currently just the current watches is in effect. That's about it. And currently, here's those storm reports. Currently, as of this recording, we have one tornado report that was generally in northern Missouri, right along the Iowa border. Wind report, there's wind reports, almost 400 wind reports. 381, 15 of those were large, and they were generally in portions of northern Alabama through Tennessee, into Kentucky. Much of them in Indiana, Illinois, also into Iowa, and also into northern Missouri, eastern portions of, well, northeastern portion of Kansas, southwestern Nebraska, and also look like right along the Nebraska-Iowa border, and one over here in portions of Utah. Hail report, we had 35 of them. One was large. They were generally some in Illinois, Michigan, eastern portion of Wisconsin, and also had a wind report up here in portions of Michigan as well. I missed that one, but I just happened to see it, but get you guys included in that as well. And also hail reports over in eastern portion of Wyoming, central Colorado, and also into central Kansas. So that brought the total storm report numbers to 417 as of this current recording. It may go on up to about 600 or 700 before the evening wears on. Alrighty, fire weather issuance, elevated risk reported of Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. Also ISO dry over here in portions of New Mexico and southern portions of Colorado. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with the National Hurricane Center forecast map. As you can see, during the next 48 hours, only had a 10%. Next 7 days, 10%. That's how big the area is. And this is currently what the discussion says. Southwestern Atlantic Ocean, a surface trough continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms a few hundred miles south-southeast of Bermuda. Upper level winds do not appear conducive for development of this system during the next couple of days, while it generally moves northward at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Formation chance through 48 hours, low 10%. Formation chance through 7 days, low 10%. Alrighty, well I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.